Hi, everybody. It's Kira. I am setting up. We're starting a few minutes early so I can get the live link out to everybody and do all that good stuff. So bear with me while this first part is a little technical and maybe a little boring. Um, let's see. I am waiting for the live link to appear on the Zaria Fierce Trilogy page. Hopefully, you guys are starting to see it, but like I said, we're starting a little early to make sure we get through the technicalities. I do see the live video happening, which is fabulous. Now I got to get the link and make sure it's shared everywhere. And I think this might be the way to do it. Um, if you guys would, as you start to see me, make sure you start putting I don't know, likes, hearts, something so I can see it fly across the screen so I know you guys are here. Again, technical, um, getting everything hooked up. I'm basically NASA over here with like 4 different computers up and running for this. Um, Let us check what's going on. Ooh, yay! First couple of likes are starting to come through that I can see. I love you guys. Thank you. Here's my share link. Finally. I love share links. Nope, wrong share link. That's not the one I want. Well, this is gonna help. I am gonna just post this everywhere, and we will get going. So let's see. Let me go into the events page and go to the event and make a post. Link to the live video, guys. Posting. Posting. I know. This stuff in the beginning is silly, and you're like, I see half your face, and you know, um, I wish I could be technically perfect every time, but every time gets better. We'll start with that. Every time gets better. Um, let's see. 2 more places to share the link, and then guys, I'm all yours, and we're still good on time because it's not quite 10 o'clock yet. Um, Here we go. I know you can't see what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm on like 4 computers, uh, trying to navigate our book bingo and our live trivia and um, everything else that we're going to be doing. And I really hope that you all are having fun already, got your popcorn popped, and drinks ready to go, and all that good stuff, because we're going to be in for a really fun night, I think. And I know I'm going to have fun, um, which is obviously part of it. Um, and yeah. Okay, guys, let us get cracking because it is 10 o'clock on the dot, and I believe everything has been shared. I hope people are able to see it. Um, and if you're having difficulties um, and you need assistance, I am a text away for those who know me in person. And anybody else who is participating with me can let me know if there's any technical difficulties on your end, because it will allow me to make adjustments before we get too far into all of this. Um, All right. So, my name is Keira Gillett. I am the author of the Zaria Fierce Series, and tonight we are celebrating the release of Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim, which is book 7 in the series. and the first of the new trilogy and the final trilogy in the series. Um, and I'm just so excited to share it with you. And by the way, author copies, it came in. I always love it when it comes in right on time. It's such serendipity. It makes me so happy. Um, and of course, when you guys get your copies, you will not have the not for resale on the front of it. And this is my bookmark, by the way. Does anybody use random bookmarks like I do? Like, this is cardboard that we use to paint miniatures. Um, fancy bookmarks that I buy rarely make it into my books. They're like purely decorative and like end up in all the randomest, weirdest places. Um, I see we have a couple of comments coming in. Hello. Welcome. It's wonderful. Um, and I love having parents and kids and teachers and librarians and fans and readers, all of you here tonight. It makes it for a very special event. Um, I want to give a couple more minutes before I really get going because even though I'm now ready, I want to make sure everybody else is ready and that they are able to join us and not miss out because we will be doing trivia and it will be a lot of fun. And whoever wins the trivia will win a copy of Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim, which I will send out. So, super exciting. Um, I am, of course, continuing to check messages and other things. Like I said, NASA set up. I can launch space shuttles in here. Well, that might be a bit, you know, over the top, but you know what I mean. I am channeling Christoffer tonight. Okay, so like it works. um, and let's see. Anybody excited for the trivia? Who thinks they're going to win? That's the true question. Who here is going to put their money where their mouth is and think that they're going to get the best high score? Did people like the live trivia from last time? I made adjustments this time based on your feedback from last time, guys, because this time around our trivia is going to be handled by myself, one question at a time, no auto advancing, which will be wonderful because I will hopefully be able to stay in line with everybody. And it does look like the live stream is much closer than it was in the past. Either Facebook or my internet connection is way better. There's not such a huge lag, so I'm really hopeful that tonight's trivia is going to go swimmingly without any problems. While we're waiting, I guess, to make sure that more people arrive, we're getting there. We have a couple more people who've joined us. Hello, I don't know who you are because you haven't made any comments yet on the video, but I'm so glad you're here and that you're joining me. As you can see, down below there is a link for a scavenger hunt. This is a ongoing. You can do it tonight, you can do it tomorrow. I had it posted earlier, so some people have already completed it. This scavenger hunt takes place on my website and with Google Forms. You're not required to submit any email addresses or anything like that. And if you have any problems while you're playing the scavenger hunt tonight, if you're doing it tonight, just let me know because I can give you clues in the video or the live stream, I guess, because it's really live. But these clues can help you as you go along. Do take care to read through the notices because it is case sensitive. You need to do lowercase on everything. I have been told that the colors may be a little difficult to tell because they are sometimes a little murky or a little muted. I did try to make them vibrant, but this is my first scavenger hunt, just like last time was my first trivia. So I will take all of your notes into consideration and improve for our next game. So do go through. You can stop at any time. There are 10 questions in the scavenger hunt, and if you get through all 10, you will get a little award as you go along, like a bronze hunt award, or all the way up through platinum, and depending on how far you want to go, you can try to get all the way to the very end, or you can stop once you hit the award that you're able to hit, and in the time that you have available to do it. Hi, Katie. Hi, Karen. Hi, Michelle. Hi, everybody. I'm just so glad you're here, and it's wonderful. Um, there is one that we have to copy and paste the answer for. Uh, I guess you did the scavenger hunt earlier. So do we remember which question that was? People might want to know that there's a question that has to be copied and pasted. I wasn't aware that that had to happen, but if it does and you need it, there will be comments from other players who have been playing today that will help you out as well. So I so appreciate everybody being here. We are getting quite full, I think, with who I knew was RSVPing from earlier. So I think we are not quite 10 minutes in. We'll give it maybe 1 or 2 more minutes. Actually, you know what? I think we can start that part now because in 3 minutes, the countdown timer will have elapsed. So now you should be able to see the countdown timer going on the video with me and also on your phones. You can play on your phone, you can play on your computer, you can play on a tablet. The live trivia URL is right here. There we go. It's right there. Yes. It's always weird to do it backwards to what you think you're looking at when I'm looking at the computer and things are reversed for you guys. It's odd. But the video trivia link, not video link, trivia link is right here. And if you type it in, you will get there. You can see that the code is EYMOF. That is Echo Yankee Mike Oscar Foxtrot. Yay, call signs. And you just need to enter that in and then give a name. I do appreciate if you use a name that I can either recognize you by or that I can follow up with you later for your prize, because again, whoever wins the trivia today is going to get a copy of Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim, and I do hope everybody has a lot of fun in playing along. And we are getting closer, minute and a half, almost, not quite, remaining. I think this is exciting times. I had a couple of readers submit trivia questions, so if you were one of those readers, you might see your question tonight. And so I really liked that because you guys are all out to trick each other. I think it's fabulous. So it'll be good. It'll be very good. And yeah, so we are getting closer. Again, like I said, a minute down. We need to type in the code for crowd.live. It is going to be Echo Yankee Mike Oscar Foxtrot. So yeah, and I'm just super excited, guys. You have no idea. I'm literally bouncing in my chair like this, but like trying to keep it calm like this, so I'm not like all over the place. Because if I was all over the place, it might be a little nuts to watch me. And sorry for all the ums too. I just realized I'm doing that. Wow. I really try hard not to do all that stuff, but I am talking live and kind of to myself. But luckily I have all you guys and your comments and stuff, so I can bounce off of what you guys are asking and doing and all that good stuff. Have you guys seen the book cover? One more time. Book cover. Yay! 10 seconds, guys. Trivia game starts in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's go. So this is the first question. Which Zaria Fierce novel has this cover? I give you a hint. Look below. And the faster you answer, the more points you get, and that's how we rank in the game. So the faster you answer, the more points you get, the higher score you get, the higher in the leaderboards you are, and then you get to be the one who hopefully wins and gets the prize. And we are so close. Did you guess it? Did you get it? And all right, let's take a look at the correct answers, guys. The correct answer was Alex Mickelson and the Twice Lost Very Well. Let's give a percentage of how many people got it right and how many people did not. Looks like everybody got it right. That's awesome. And now we are moving on to current rankings. Don't forget you can enter at any time. Make sure you go to crowd.live and enter the code. It's Echo Yankee Mike Oscar Foxtrot, which what's great about slowing it down and not doing it where it's all automated is I can give everybody a chance to catch up. So please make sure you all come in and you start playing because it is a lot of fun, our trivia. And here we go. Here we go. I keep telling you, doing it backwards is really weird. I never know what I'm doing because I'm pointing to the window, right? And like the trivia is this way on this screen. So it's, but this is what you want, this link right here. Crowd.live, and you want to enter the code, which is EYMOF. And make sure you put in a name that I can recognize you by. So far, we have Nate and Lizzie playing, and we are about to go to the next question. If you're ready, let's go. Okay. I have to use the correct mouse. All right. What weapon does Christoffer traditionally wield in the books? Is it a dagger, a bow, a long sword, or a short sword? Put in your guesses now. I will give you a hint. The person in the picture is not Christoffer. That's Zaria from book 3, which was done by Owen Kerrigan and is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, question is over, and we're moving on to see the correct answer, which was dagger. Christoffer traditionally wields daggers in the books, and he's dropped them a couple of times. I mean, you're in close combat. It's bound to happen. How many answers did we get correct? Ooh, we look like we got some people with the correct answer. That's awesome. All right, let's move on to the current scores. Look at that. We are still with only 2 players, and I know we have more people watching, so you can join in at any time. And it is at crowd.live with the code EYMOF. So that should be Echo Yankee Mike Oscar Foxtrot if you're looking at your phone and just want to hear me while you're typing it in. And I'm going to give people just a couple more seconds. I see a couple more comments. Hi, Jackie, as well. I'm so glad you're here. Let's move on to question number 3. Oops. Ah! Nobody saw that. How many siblings does Christoffer have? 0, 1, 2, or 3? I gotta be careful on what buttons I click, apparently. I am click happy over here. So hopefully everybody got this question right, because I did accidentally share the answer. My bad. All right. So the correct answer was 2. He has 2 siblings, both younger than him. They're twins. And our current correct answers were all on 2. Yes, you guys did see the correct answer when I accidentally showed it. Excellent. I'm glad we're all paying attention here tonight. All right. And Nate is taking the lead. I do hope more people join us because I see you guys watching the video. This is still opportunities to hop in and win. Make sure you go to crowd.live and enter the code. It is Echo Yankee Mike Oscar Foxtrot. As long as I didn't mess that up, we're all good. Hi again. And let us move on to the next question. All right. Who is the navigator in the group? Is it Zaria, Christoffer, Gayer, or Alex? This one shouldn't be that tricky, but it might be tricky for some people. But I can tell you who it's never tricky for. The person that is the navigator of the group, because they know they're the navigator of the group. How'd you guys do? Do you think you guys did well? Let's show the answers. The answer is Alex. Let's go to the current rankings. Yay, we have a new player. That's wonderful. Hi, Tommy. Thanks for joining in. Anybody else who's watching, please make sure you take the time to hop in and play the game because we have several more questions to go, and I would love it if you are all here for them. It is crowd.live, and the code that you need to enter in to play this trivia game is Echo Yankee Mike Oscar Foxtrot. All right, we are going to continue on to the next question, which is, who is this person? This is another beautiful drawing by Owen Kerrigan from previous books in the series. And I need you to guess if it's Granny, the Witch of the Woods, Ava, or Madame Brown. Or in other words, is it a dwarf, the witch, a fae, or a brownie? Do you know the answer? We're getting close. Did you guess? Did you guess? Did everybody answer? All right, let's show the correct answer, everybody. It's Granny, our favorite dwarf. Yay! Let's check our current rankings. Ooh, Nate's still in the lead, but we have other people creeping up behind. Again, we are playing trivia, and everybody can join, and it's manually controlled by me, so we have plenty of time for everybody to get a chance to hop in and play the game. We are about to start on question 6. How many friends does Zaria have? I have shown you one. Can you guess how many she has? Is it 4, 5, 6, or 7? And when I'm talking about friends, I'm talking about the main group of kids who go on the adventures together in the Zaria Fierce series. So, if you've been reading, you should know all their names, and they are. Do you have them? We're very close. Couple seconds, guys. And now I'm showing the answers. The answer is 5. So it should be Gaer, Philippe, Henrik, Christoffer, and Alex. So as long as I didn't mess up and miss one as the author, which would be really bad, it should be 5. All right, so I'm going to actually hide the rankings for the next couple of questions, and we're going to move on to the next question very soon. Just don't miss going in and playing the game. It's crowd.live. The code is Echo Yankee Mike Oscar Foxtrot, because I see somebody asked for the code again, so I'm sharing it. And we are moving on to question 7. Who is the comedian in the group of friends? Is it Henrik, Philippe, Gaer, or Christoffer? And as we're playing, I would really love some commentary if it's a lot better this time with the syncing between what I'm telling you guys on Facebook and also what you're seeing on your phones or tablets or computers as you're playing. Is it a lot better? Because last time I think it was like 30 seconds plus off between what I was saying and what you guys were seeing. And I really want to make sure we eliminate that time or get it at least as like shaved off as possible. All right, correct answer is Christoffer. Christoffer is our beloved comedian of the group. He tells most of the jokes. Some of them are really funny and some of them are terrible, but you gotta start somewhere. All right, moving on to question number 8. Who lives in Jötunheim? As you can see in the picture, Jötunheim is quite a large area, and that is your only clue. Ooh. Are we having fun? If you're having fun, make sure you send up heart and likes and thumbs up and all that good stuff because it lets me know that you guys are here and you're having a good time and you want more. All right, we're showing the correct answer now. The correct answer is giants. Yay, giants! You know, my dog is named after one of them, by the way, which might help with scavenger hunts. Maybe. Maybe not. I can't remember. I did so many things in the prep for this launch. All right, let's move on to question number 9. Who is the ruler of the giants? Your clue is it's not that guy. Or that guy. There we go. That guy. And I think if I sit here, I'm actually more in the center of the screen. Do I look better to everybody? I think I look better. So who is the ruler of the giants, guys? Is it Oscar, Olaf, Petronella, or Silly? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I have very specific game show like music playing in loop in my head, and for copyright reasons, I cannot make any of those sounds. But they're there in my mind. Let's take a look at the correct answer. The correct answer is Oscar. Oscar. I named my dog Oscar because he was the ruler of the giants, and I figured my dog was like the ruler of the big people in the house because it kind of made sense. Um, and so that's the reasoning behind his name. Plus, he's just so darn cute. Let's move on to question number 10, guys. Which characters are human? Is it Christoffer, Alex, and Geir, Philippe, Zaria, and Henrik, Alex, and Zaria, or Geir, Christoffer, and Philippe? This one's tricky, but you can see why this question came after how many friends does Zaria have? Because it gives you all the names. All right, do you guys think you got this one? The three humans are Geir, Christoffer, and Philippe. Let's see how we're doing in the rankings, because now we're on question 10. We're halfway there, guys. We have Nate in the lead, Lizzie right behind him, Tommy right behind her, and Karen right behind them. Now, everybody can be playing. There's plenty of time and plenty of questions to catch up and to play. The person who has the most points at the end wins a copy of Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim. If you are having any questions about how to join and to play this game, you just go to your phone or tablet or computer and you go to crowd.live and enter in the code, which is showing on the screen here, which is EYMOF. And with that service announcement, we are back to our regularly scheduled trivia. Which of the following being has a tail? And you notice I did not give you the option that's in the picture because I'm a tricky author like that. You do not get to guess the one that I drew a picture of, but you do get to guess from the remaining options. Is it holders, river trolls, elves, or goblins? Couple seconds left, couple points left. You can still do it, guys. All right, let's see the answer. The answer here is a holder. If you remember from last book launches trivia, we asked what was the difference between a river troll and a mountain troll, and one of the differences was the mountain troll has a tail, but a river troll does not. Moving on to question number 12. Which troll does not have a river, but is still a river troll? Ooh, tricky author again. I'm throwing all this terminology at you. I see we have more people joining. Hey guys, we're playing trivia. You can join in. The code's over here. If you give me a shout out in the comments, I can say your name and shout back to you because I'd love to do that. We're a few seconds away from the end of this question. Did you get it right? The answer is Bjarki. Yes, Bjarki. He is Olaf's cousin, and he had a river that was tributary to his, but he gave it up for reasons involving a dragon and some very nefarious things happening to him. Can you guys still hear me? I heard a click in my headset, but I think I got it. If you can hear me, give me thumbs up. Thumbs up. Either in a comment or on the video or whatever. Just want to make sure you guys can still hear me and that I didn't accidentally turn off my headset even though I heard the beep that said it fell off. Giving it a couple more seconds because I don't want people to just watch me talk and not hear sound. So this is our way of testing that before we get going. I think we're good because nobody is saying they can't hear me. So that's a good sign. And And so, yeah, we are going to move on to the next question then. Let's go with question number 13. All right. What characteristics do the three original dragons represent? Ugliness, chaos, and fear. Hatred, darkness, and bullying. Darkness, fear, and chaos. Hatred, bullying, and ugliness. By the way, isn't that a great dragon? That was also by Owen Kerrigan, and I just love it. So scrumptious. This was Fritjof from the last trilogy. Ooh. All right. Showing the answer. The answer is darkness, fear, and chaos. Do you guys remember which one Fritjof was? It's not going to actually be a trivia question, so I'll just tell you chaos. All right, moving on to question 14. Which of the three original dragons remains? Well, I guess I did give you some answer because I just told you that Fritjof was from the last trilogy, but that's okay. It's only taking one option off the table. We're getting down. Did you guys get your answers in? All right, time to show the answer. Joel, yay! So he is the dragon of fear. Ooh, scary. Believe me, I go there. All right, question number 15. Why are dragons evil? Are they master manipulators? Do they desire to destroy the world? Do they want to control everyone? Or all of the above? Hmm. And after this, we're going to take a look at the rankings. I see we have some more people joining. When you come in, make sure you say hi because I can say hi back. That's the fun part about doing live videos. Um, and also, please join us in the trivia. It's at crowd.live with the code Echo Yankee Mike Oscar Foxtrot because we are having a lot of fun. And let's see the answer. All of the above. And then let's go to the rankings. We still have 4 people playing, and I see more people watching than playing. But that's okay. You can play from your couch. If you don't want to be an official participant, that's fine too. I just want to make sure you guys know the information on how to join in case you do want to join. So Nate is in the lead with Lizzie, Tommy, and Karen following behind. We are doing excellent, guys, and there's only 5 more questions left. We're almost through all of it. Have you been guys having fun? Is it fun? Everybody watching and playing? I hope everybody's loving it because I'm loving it. I enjoy trivia. Trivia is like my jam. Let's take off the answers. All right. What is the magic egg-shaped object called? Is it the Starlighter, the Star Ward, the Stargazer, or the Starburst? I love this device, by the way, because this device allows you to stop time and do what you want with nobody else being the wiser. As long as, the people know that aren't the wiser are humans. So if you're trying to trick magical beings, it doesn't quite work. But humans, no problem. All right. And if you guessed Stargazer, you are correct. Let's move on to question number 17. Who is the current king of Niflheim? Is it Henrik, Geir, Alex, or Philippe? Another question that gives all of the kids' names, with the exception of Christoffer, for the Zaria question about how many friends does she have? Whew. And the correct answer is Alex. We learn the story about Alex and how he becomes king in the books 4 through 6 of the Zaria Fierce series. And what's great about the books is that you could start at the start of any trilogy, but as most people say, they love watching the kids grow as a group and as friends from the beginning to the end. Ooh, Well, let's have some fun. Alexa, turn on Office. Yay, lights! All right. Moving on to question number 18. Who is not a winter fairy? Is it Saskia, Sivert, Karita, or Nori? So, fae are a magical being that have the ability to turn into foxes. And of course, a winter fae turns into a beautiful white fox. And the other type of fae turn into different colors. Like autumn turns into our traditional red foxes, and spring turn into gray, etc. So it's kind of fun. All right, let's see if you got this one right. If you guessed Nori, you are correct, because Nori is Alex's sister. So she would also be an autumn fae, just like he is. You can tell by the red hair. All right, question number 19. Who is or wants to be the knight? Is it Philippe, Christoffer, Henrik, or Geyer? I'll give you a clue. It's not Henrik. I'll give you another one. It's not Geyer. We are so close, guys. Did you get it? It's Philippe. Philippe wants to be the knight. All right, this is our final question. So, drum roll. If you can't actually hear the drum roll, it's because we have this nifty thing turned on the headset that blocks out outside noise. But I am doing a drum roll. Moving on to question 20. Which object is safe to use from the hidden gem? So we talked about Granny earlier, and now the question is, which object would you trust to use from her shop, knowing that you can't choose the mirror, which is pictured? Would you be willing to drink a glass of tea from the teapot, to wear the boot, or to use the quill? As they say, pick your poison, which of course is what the teapot does, and how it killed a previous owner because somebody put poison in the teapot and it brewed a perfect pot of tea that was also poisonous. So the boot would have been the only other thing that was pretty safe to use because the kids have actually used it in the books. All right, so that was our final trivia question, and we are now moving on to the leaderboard. Congratulations to Nate. You have won the trivia. So you will be getting a copy of Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim. And I will be sending that to you and getting your information after the event. So, everybody give him a round of applause. And again, I am clapping, but you probably can't hear it. So it looks like I'm doing the golf clap, but I'm not. All right. So let us take off our trivia and move on to the next fun thing that we're going to be doing. Okay, so the next fun thing that we're going to be doing is the reading, which I know everybody likes to have, and it gives us a chance to take a breather before we do our next game. I hear some comments and stuff coming in, which is really fun. Make sure you guys keep leaving comments if you have questions, especially if you're thinking of questions while I'm talking, because there will be a question and answer section later where you guys can ask me anything, and I will be going through the comments and answering them. So as you think of them, make sure you type them in. And in the meantime, let's open the book. This is my proof copy that came in today. Mwah, I just love it. All right. So, we are going to be reading from chapter 1, which is called Not Another Kidnapping. And for this book, I actually did all of the illustrations, so I hope you guys love them. I had a lot of fun doing them, and I used a bunch of different techniques, which you will see as you look at the different pictures. Some of them were hand drawn, some of them were hand drawn and then had digital stuff done to them. Others were completely digital. And so it's fun. I like to mix and match my media to suit my mood and the theme. Okay, so once again, from the book, Chapter 1, Not Another Kidnapping. This was no typical Tuesday. Christoffer looked forward to the evening when his younger sisters would participate in their first ballet recital. At 5 years old, the twins were more apt to trip on their tutus than twirl in them, but the imagined, sparkly, gurgly sound of their laughter and bright, innocent eyes already put a smile on his face. Hiking the strap of his backpack higher on his shoulder, Christoffer made his way to school, enjoying the cool, crisp air that wasn't quite autumn and wasn't quite winter. When he reached the scrollwork bridge, it didn't cross his mind to look for bridge trolls, and he strolled over its threshold with a sure and even step. His best friend, Zaria, would be coming later, escorted by Philippe. The thought of them turned his mood wistful. Christoffer wished he too could find someone special, but he didn't let it bother him long. He might not have found the one, but he was having fun looking. Shaking off the lingering melancholy, he turned his attention to the social dance this Friday. He hoped to coerce Henrik into joining him, so that the two of them could flirt and dance with the girls from the International Dance Club. This weekend they continued their salsa lessons This weekend, they'd continue their salsa lessons at the community center, and while Christoffer enjoyed the spectacle, Henrik genuinely shied away. The stag lord needed to get over Zaria. It'd been a year, and she and Philippe were stronger than ever. Soon everyone would be graduating and matriculating to universities, and if Henrik didn't shake himself out of his funk, he'd miss his chance with other equally pretty and nice girls. Gazing about at the city around him, Christoffer zeroed in on the unwelcome sight of a tall, lanky figure standing at the far end of the bridge. "Oh, come on now," he whined. "I don't want to be kidnapped again. I've got plans this weekend. Good plans. Great plans, even." The river troll cocked his head inquisitively, raising his webbed hands in supplication. "Olaf be not kidnapping you. I be asking for your help." Suspicious, Christoffer asked, "If you need help, why are you asking me and not Zaria?" Olaf scowled. "I be not bothering her with me troubles just yet. I be needing another pair of eyes. You be doing the job nicely." "Gee, thanks," said Christoffer dryly. "You know, I really have to get to school, and I've got this thing after with my baby sisters. What about Queen Helena? Is she free?" "She still be recovering from the last dragon. She not be needing more worries." "Queen Helena's still recovering? Zarya didn't mention this," Christoffer said, concerned. "How is she watching over the dragons?" "She not be watching. She be with me in my river, away from the wretched things," Olaf said. "Only way to heal." "But the Underrealm," protested Christoffer. "It needs to be protected." Olaf waved his hands. "It be protected. King Hector be guarding it." "No offense, but Hector's a tree," scoffed Christoffer. "I get how he and the Golden Kings keep the dragons from escaping the Underrealm through the barrier of their roots, but Fridtjof was able to breach them just a year ago. Who's to say another dragon can't do the same?" "Look, boy," growled Olaf, causing the hairs to rise on the back of Christoffer's neck, "it be not for you to decide. Queen Helena be very weak, and she be needing to be free of their presence for a time. Somebody need be protecting her, like she always be protecting us." Okay, fine," said Christoffer, giving in. "But I think you should tell this to Zarya. She should know how her mum's doing. Olaf not be asking her for help unless it be absolutely necessary. Her mother tell me she'd not be wanting her involved in Underrealm business until there be no other options. Come with me. I must show you this. He canted his head, confused. Didn't you just say that Queen Helena didn't know? She not be. But Queen Helena still be wanting Zaria away from the dragons. She wanting her to be a normal girl for as long as possible. I think that ship has sailed, said Christoffer wryly. It be not for us to decide, said Olaf, waving his long-fingered hands vaguely. Despite himself, Christoffer asked, So, you think you found something related to dragons? Instead of answering, the river troll half turned and beckoned. Come. Oh, all right, I'm coming, said Christoffer, shrugging his backpack high on his shoulder again. Let's go. He shook his head at his own folly as he accepted Olaf's outstretched hand. The cool, slick feeling of scales met his warm palm in a disconcerting fashion. Christoffer tried not to grimace as he clambered on top of the wrought iron railing. The languid water flowed by in a constant, soft burble as it lapped against the rocky embankment. Looking down at their wavering reflections, he could not imagine he'd willingly be doing something like this. Not even in a million years. We be jumping on 3, said Olaf, twitching his long, thin fingers. The water churned, at first sluggishly, and then faster and faster, until a whirlpool frothed and foamed. The scene reminded him of another whirlpool and another time, 4 years ago. Back then, he'd been terrified of Olaf. The river troll had kidnapped him for trespassing on his bridge, but never once asked for a toll. Christoffer had thought he was a goner, that nobody would know what happened to him, not even Zaria. He hadn't taken her seriously, and had convinced her sight unseen that the troll was an old, homeless vagabond. He learned his lesson the hard way that day. 3! Shouted Olaf, jumping from the bridge. Christoffer, who had been absorbed in his thoughts, jerked out of his daydreams. He hadn't even heard numbers 1 and 2, and if he didn't want to be left behind, he'd have to jump. Knowing the passageway would close as soon as the troll disappeared beneath its roiling surface, he threw himself off the bridge. He sank like a stone, plummeting straight through the freezing whirlpool. Spinning and spiraling downward, he was sucked into the heart of Olaf's watery realm, fathoms deeper than the actual river. Landing with a plop and a splash, Christoffer dripped all over the soft sandy floor, which did a fine job absorbing it. Beyond being drenched, it wasn't all bad to be returning to the scene of the crime, as it were. The river troll's home glimmered and glistened under the sun's filtered reflections on the waves. It was peaceful and calming, with every sound muffled and muted, like being in the heart of a sanctuary. He looked up and could just make out the dark, hazy shape of the bridge as they floated away from it. Never stationary, Olaf's home moved with the currents and the river troll's whims. Right now, those whims led them away from Fredrikstad. The troll beckoned him to follow to a sparse, casual, white and gray circular seating arrangement at the bubble's very center. The effect was inviting, not intimidating, and Christoffer wondered if it was because Queen Helena had something to do with it. He sincerely doubted that Olaf had taken up interior decorating since the last time he'd been in his home, or more aptly, prison, with a bedrock mattress and a fishy-smelling blanket to match. He looked around, searching for any sign of something reminiscent of his last visit. He felt a little silly examining everything because he hadn't been in this room before. Deciding to be grateful that the moist, damp feel was missing, he slouched onto one of a pair of plush, low-backed chairs with a squelch and wiggled off his shoes so he could bury his toes in the sandy river bottom. Craning his neck, Christoffer didn't spy any doors or passageways to other rooms, and wondered, not for the first time, how Olaf moved around his realm. The last time he'd been in Olaf's home, he'd been trapped in a one-bubble room, much like this one, only smaller. There hadn't been any doors then either, not even temporary, glowing, magical ones. He'd checked. Not once, when Olaf delivered him food, or came by to taunt him about his friend's progress searching for Hart, had a doorway opened. The river troll had simply appeared in the room. The privilege and prerogative of being the sole purveyor of his domain was established in those tormenting visits. When Olaf freed him, it wasn't like a cell had been unlocked. He hadn't walked through a door. No, it was better to describe it like being spat out of a whale's blowhole. He just sort of plopped out of the bubble and onto the surface, soaked to the bone in freezing water and smelling like fish. He hoped they wouldn't have to leave in a similar manner. Surely now that Olaf was friend and not foe, there had to be a better way to disembark than being shot from a whale's air cannon. Maybe they would exit on a gust of air and sea foam, clothes dry, with perfectly wind-swept hair looking perfectly noble and dashing. Or not. A guy could dream, right? He wrung out the hem of his shirt. A platter of warm chocolate chip cookies and cold glasses of milk had been set on the table between the chairs. That looked promising. He took one and put it on a plate, bit into it, and sank back with a sigh. At least, this time around, there was more space, comfier furniture, and the food was better. "Where's Queen Helena?" asked Christoffer around a mouthful of cookie. Olaf waved vaguely. "She be resting somewhere close by where the Elefoken tents be. She wants to be near at hand in case of danger." "Where are you taking us?" he asked, accepting another cookie from the platter proffered him. "I be getting us to where the Glomma and the Gaul rivers meet." "How soon before we get there?" asked Christoffer. "What are you going to show me?" "You be full of questions," Olaf observed. "I not be remembering that." He shrugged eloquently and ate another cookie. "I'm not a prisoner this time. Also, I'm not scared of being eaten by you or sold off to a dwarvish slave mine if I annoy you or break a rule." Hummed Olaf noncommittally. "It still could be arranged." Christoffer laughed and puffed out his chest. "After all we've been through, I'm as fearless as they come. Bring it on." "If you be saying so," replied the troll, snacking on a cookie. He ate it in 2 quick bites, brushed crumbs off his face, and calmly turned to his guest. "As for what Olaf be showing you, it be not easy to explain. Better be for human to see first, before you be trying to understand." "Try me," challenged Christoffer. "I'm not some lame-brained goblin." "Funny you be mentioning goblins," Olaf said, heaving himself upright and out of his chair. "We be here. Follow me, and tell me what you be thinking." "Really?" questioned Christoffer, glancing curiously through the bubble's warped and wavy surface. "That hardly took any time at all. Dare I hope I get back in time for lunch?" "My river, my magic, my rules," said the river troll, with a satisfied gleam in his eyes. "Besides, it be almost noon already." "You're kidding me!" Christoffer exclaimed, looking at his phone. Sure enough, it was 10 to noon. His battery was also seriously depleted. He turned it off. Olaf, head canted, studied his reaction. Consolingly, he said, "You be human. Your perception of time be a little warped from the beginning. Why do you think the stargazer be working its magic on you?" Christoffer pouted. "I can't help being human, you know." "Aye, you be right about that," agreed Olaf, commiserating. "Glad to be a river troll meself. I would hate to be human. Now, come and look." Christoffer decided not to tell the troll he was glad not to be him, too. That seemed unnecessary. Standing, he ambled over to Olaf near the edge of the bubble. One of the troll's bony fingers pointed straight out at a 45-degree angle. Following its path, he squinted under the bright glare from the sun and tried to make out the dark shapes. "What am I looking at?" he asked. Olaf rolled his eyes. "Goblins. What else be they?" Shading his gaze, he looked again. The dark blobs slowly coalesced into figures. The longer he stared, the more details emerged as Olaf smoothed and settled the waves. A trio of goblins lingered along the embankment. Christoffer couldn't be sure if their ugly faces were from the ripples in the water or if they'd been born that way. Black, fathomless eyes against waxy green skin, the exact shade of a rubber plant's leaves, were glazed over in ecstasy. Small, needle-thin teeth ripped callously into fish flesh. Guts and gore hung from dripping, drooling mouths. Christoffer's stomach clenched at the sight, the cookies threatening to make a reappearance. "Filthy, disgusting creatures," muttered Olaf. Why are they here? Asked Christoffer. That be the question I would like answered, said the Troll darkly. None be daring enough to come to my water's edge before, and I not be able to scare them off. They be laughing at me when I try, and these not be the only ones. Christoffer stared at him and wiggled his fingers. Not even with your river magic? Olaf shook his head. They be protected somehow. They be not fearing me. Someone has their allegiance, I be certain of it. That's bad, he said, finally understanding Olaf's concern. That's really bad. We should tell Zaria and Queen Helena. Perhaps, agreed Olaf. First, however, you be trying to scare them off. Me? Asked Christoffer, incredulous. Why me? Because goblins fear humans more than any others that be walking on the earth, except for maybe ghouls. Watching them savage their meal, Christoffer couldn't believe it. Why? Vikings considered them vermin, and made it a great sport to hunt them down with dogs. I didn't bring Defender with me. It's just me, Christoffer pointed out. You carry the smell of a dog, said Olaf. It be worth the attempt. We be needing to get you downwind, so they be smelling you. Christoffer raised his arm and sniffed at a dry spot on his shirt. It smelled like laundry detergent to him. He didn't get dog at all. Curiously, he tried his jeans, sniffing at the knee. Not as fresh as his shirt, but definitely not funky. Skeptical, he nonetheless agreed and donned his damp shoes. Olaf showed him that there was indeed a second method of leaving the bubble room, one preferable to his first experience. The two emerged from the bubble by walking up and over and down and out of a reflective ledge, a glimmering edge between the watery realm and the air and earth outside of it. It felt like moving between levels on an M.C. Escher lithographs. Stunning, but impossible. And yet, somehow foot and mind worked to make it happen. In the forest, the crunching, munching sounds set Christoffer's teeth on edge. Disgust gripped him by the throat, and he did all he could to keep from gagging at the auditory assault. Olaf dragged him through the trees, dashing up and around fallen branches and rough stones. It wasn't hard to keep up, and Christoffer felt as nimble as an elf. They quickly reached the top of an overlook, directly across from the oblivious goblins. Scare them, Olaf reminded him unnecessarily, before jumping down and scurrying off. How? He asked, but the troll was gone. Stooping to pick up some loose rocks, he stood and took careful aim. Hurling the first rock, Christoffer watched it sail and clack satisfyingly above their heads. As one, they stopped eating and looked toward the source of the sound, staring dumbly at the trees around them. The next stone bounced off a tree trunk and smacked into the back of the largest one's head. It snarled, twisting and turning on the spot. A strong breeze blew past Christoffer, and the trio froze in place before their gazes tracked his location. Christoffer waved. Oh, goblins, fancy seeing you here at Chef Olaf's table. It's time to pay your tab. The restaurant's closing. The largest, gnarliest one hissed, saliva and something else, which Christoffer refused to identify, dripping from its needle-sharp teeth. Human. The other two squealed and squawked, repeating dumbly, human. Not exactly the response I was hoping for there, said Christoffer, wondering if the two were as dumb as they appeared. Should I sick my dog on you? He made a lunging move toward them, and all the goblins scrambled back, dropping their meals in their haste. Confident that they would flee, Christoffer lurched forward again. The leader stumbled back another step, one hand barely grasping the remains of his fish. Its gaze frantically. Can everybody hear me? Sounds like the mic dropped off again. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I think we're good. All right. All right. Its gaze frantically searched behind him for the dog that wouldn't be coming. Go on, get out of here, he shouted, taking a running step. The weaker two raced back toward the trees, but the leader, undeterred, sniffed, then sneered. No dog. No dog? The two questioned nervously. Uh-oh, said Christoffer, shifting his weight, preparing for a fight-or-flight response. The leader's eyes narrowed as it sniffed the air again. No dog, he confirmed. Only human. The other two cried, Arr! Christoffer bellowed, flapping his arms, trying to scare them off, but the goblins stayed firm and shifted their stances, poised to fight. Their greedy eyes devoured him from afar. Eat human, said the leader. Eat, eat, the others parroted. Ah! Mistake! Christoffer cried, turning quickly as the three lunged at him with wide, salivating mouths. Over here! Shouted Olaf, appearing just ahead. Following, he ran back up the rocks and down the other side. Stumbling over loose gravel, he kicked out at grasping, greedy fingers. The goblin yelped in pain, but the leader dragged it forward and shoved it back toward Christoffer, where it snapped at him like a rabid animal. The other one got underfoot, tripping him and sending him sprawling. They were so close he could feel their hot breaths on his neck. He gulped, elbowing and kicking out again, managing to knock one down, as Olaf gripped his outstretched forearm and hauled him upright. They don't scare easily, panted Christoffer, staring at Olaf as the troll's narrowed yellow gaze glanced behind them, while a fresh wave of garbled insults frothed from the leader toward the whining, wounded goblin clutching its nose. Or they be not scared of you, said Olaf grumpily, angling for the river. If I waited for the Staglord, might be a different story. He is ripped. Definitely a much more physically intimidating fellow than I am. The wish sure does like making him work out. I wonder what that's all about. He waggled his eyebrows. Olaf grunted. We must be hurrying, while they be distracted. Try to avoid being bitten by one of them. I don't fancy getting my leg shredded, he agreed, leaping over a log. The sight of Christoffer and Olaf getting away forced the arguing trio into action, and they tore after them. It be venomous, their bite, the river troll corrected, his breathing heavy. You'd be paralyzed. Passing by a large tree branch, Christoffer grabbed it and turned around swinging. He whacked the leader in the face, sending him sprawling. The other two hesitated and whimpered, cowering. Their leader snarled and swiped at them, irritated, forcing them to dance back. We be almost there, huffed Olaf. Christoffer dropped the branch and turned away from the goblins, following after the troll's lanky form. In the background, he heard the leader rouse the other two and start the chase again, but they were too late to catch their prey. 1 second, Christoffer and Olaf were running side by side, and the next, the river troll took a flying leap through the air. He plunged into the water and disappeared. Bombs away! Whooped Christoffer, taking a running leap and following Olaf into the swirling vortex of the Glama. And thus ends Chapter 1 of Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim. I hope everybody enjoyed the excerpt. We will now be moving on to the next step, which will be doing book bingo. And if you would like to join, you just need to go and use the link. Here it is. And it's kind of a weird one. So it's Mike Foxtrot Bravo Charlie dot Uniform Sierra / Mike / Zulu Echo 8 Alpha Victor Hotel. And we have an Oscar. I love it when you show up for our little live event. Come say hi to everybody. Give everybody a chance to get in. Oh, look at this fella. Look at this fella. He has no idea what's going on. But he's just so darn cute, we don't care that he doesn't know what's going on. He just wants to be next to Mama. And as long as he's willing to stay in my lap, I'm a happy camper. There we go. Trying to get him in the frame. All right. So go ahead and get yourself all settled. Get yourself a drink. Get yourself run to the bathroom real quick if you need to. We're going to take just a few seconds to get everybody into our next event tonight. Like I said, it is right here on the screen, and down below, kind of at an angle, hard to get my hand in that shape on the screen, is a link for our scavenger hunt. The scavenger hunt is going on right now. It is going to be live also after the event. Anybody can join. It uses my website as the playing field and the books for the game. Please read the rules. It gives you clues on and ways to narrow down lots of choices, which would be, because we use coins from the Lost Well that you can use throughout my website to answer clues to get through the scavenger hunt. And we've had some people do it already. So if you are playing while we're live tonight together, myself or the others who have finished it are more than willing to give clues to help you with the riddles for the scavenger hunt. And if you have gone here and you are ready, we should be moving on to, I want to say this goes off. There you go. Yes. All right. So if you are looking at your phone or tablet or computer, you should see your book bingo card. It is important that you pay attention to the book bingo card number that you get because there are unique cards. And it's okay if you have the one that matches here. Just know that if everybody has the one that matches on my screen, there we go, finger in the right direction. It always helps when I point in the right way. Then you might have multiple winners. The winner of Book Bingo will get a copy of Christoffer Johansen and The Return to Jötunheim. And I hope everybody is willing to play. When you get your bingo tonight, do give me your bingo card number because it will allow me to verify your card against the numbers and items that are called. And everything on our book bingo tonight is different characters from the game, or from the books, I mean. So we have a lot of names because we are 7 books in. And I think if you guys are needing more time, please send me a comment or put like a sad face coming across the screen or something so that I know that you're not quite ready to start the game. But if you are ready to start the game, go ahead and start giving me likes and like hearts across the screen because it allows me to know that we are all ready and willing and like good to go for our book bingo. Oh, what's fun is that this website has updated how they do things. So I will not be pulling paper from a hat or a box tonight. I will simply be calling out different items as they come across the screen as it randomly generates the pull, as it were, for bingo. Okay, so let us start the game. Call number 1 is Ingdor. Ingdor is a giant from the High Court of the Giants of Jötunheim, from the Silent Island Giants, where Oscar is the head ruler not only of their tribe but of all tribes of Jötunheim. The next call is Oscar, which is fairly appropriate because Oscar just came to visit us, and we just read. I don't know why I was about to say we just read. We did not read about Oscar. We read about Olaf. But Oscar came to visit us, and Oscar is the number that got pulled next. Name. And so if you are playing on your phone, right, you should be able to tap on the squares to mark the squares as covered. And we are simply looking for a line of 5, whether it's through the center, sideways, up, down, crosswise. I'm good. Just a line of 5 is what we're looking for. Our next call is Philippe. Philippe. Oscar, and Ingdor are our first 3 calls. Make sure you are marking your cards. And again, if you want to play, you can still catch up because I will repeat the calls as we go along, so you have a chance to play even if you are just joining us. And you do that by going to the following URL. Once again, the URL for bingo is here. So I'm going to leave that up. But once again, it will look like this when you get there, and that's the URL. So make sure you come and join us. You can do it by your phone, your computer, your tablet. If you printed it out, that works great too, because I know some people might have done that. We are moving on to the next call. The next one is Star. Now, Star is a name that's new to you guys. It is one of Christoffer's sisters. Giving everybody a chance to mark their cards. Moving on to the next call. We're on number 5 now. I've called 5 names. This one is Edgel. Again, appropriate because this is the dragon for this trilogy. Yay! All right. So we have Ingdor, Oscar, Philippe, Star, and Edgel. And by the way, this is one of the first times that we have played where we've had more names available than can fit on your squares, which is great because it gives us more opportunities to get bingo without everybody getting bingo either at the same time or feeling like they're playing blackout, hopefully. Which is not what we're playing. We're just playing normal bingo. If you get a line of 5, you win. Type in bingo on the live video, and it will let me know that you are the winner. The winner gets a copy of Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim. So be sure to play, because it's a good prize. Call number 6 is Witch. Does anybody here know the Witch of the Woods' true name? If you do, tell me, because I don't know her name either. She's been very cagey, keeping it hidden. She doesn't want anybody to know it. And her reasons are because names are powerful. And speaking of names, we are at the Lonely One. The Lonely One is a transformed giant whose name has gone back to their book of names, and so therefore no longer has his name. So the Lonely One is a new giant that you will meet in this game. But remember, he's transformed, which means he goes back to the mountains and the rocks. Call number 8 is Zaria. And that's another great one to have for our game tonight because she's the one that started it all. All right, we've done 8 calls. Does anybody need a repeat of any of the names? If you're new and you're joining us, use the top URL to get your own book bingo card. And I will call out the names again in a little while. I guess I'll do it at like the 10th call, I think would be appropriate. All right. Number 9 is Pia. Pia is also new to this book. And she is an Elefoken, which is kind of cool. And I don't want to give too much away, so we're going to just leave it there. Because I could talk about it, but then I give away fun things that happen in book 7. And I want you guys to have the fun of discovering it for yourself. Call number 10 is Silly. She is the queen of the elves. And she has this bright musical voice and, just looks so absolutely like exquisite that you would just want to like hate her on sight, but you can't because she's actually a pretty good ruler and person. All right, moving on to number 11 is Scory. And at this point, we have called Ingdor, Oscar, Philippe, Star, Egil, Witch, Lonely One, Zaria, Pia, and Silye, plus the new one, which is Scory. And Scory is another new character and has a lot in common with Irie, if you remember who Irie is from the books. Call number 12 is Moon, which is Christoffer's other twin sister's name. So we have Moon and Star. And it's a thing about names, again, will be important throughout the trilogy for Christoffer. So I won't go into more details, but more details are shared in the book. All right, we have now called the other O name, which is Olaf, to go with our Oscar. And if you guys remember, and you should, because it wasn't that long ago, but we just had Olaf, our river troll, take Christoffer through the through Norway and over to where the Glomma and the Gull rivers meet. And I have, if I can get this up there, so it should be right about here on the map is where they were when I was reading the excerpt. So hopefully that looks right to you guys and you can see it. And we will move on to the next call, which is Astral. Astral is the sister to Ingdor, who was the first one that we called tonight. And remember, we are looking for a simple 5 in a row bingo. So if you get it up and down, horizontal, at the diagonal, anything is okay. Just make sure you type bingo and let me know when you get it, because that allows me to check your card. So remember, I'm going to need your card's number, which will look like that up at the top, right above where it says Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim. It says bingo card ID. So just make sure you know your bingo card ID so I can verify. Okay. Call number 15 is Fritjof, which is our second dragon and the second trilogy with Alex. So he was the dragon of chaos, and he had twin tails and had the ability to fight on multiple sides and take down armies. He was quite fearsome, and yeah, it was a really good story, which led to consequences, which led to the reason for Christoffer's trilogy. So I hope you all are paying attention to how everything connects, because it might help you with your scavenger hunt if you're playing a scavenger hunt. Call number 16 is Christoffer, which is fabulous because you would hate to have book bingo about Christoffer and not actually call Christoffer. So I'm very glad we got to Christoffer and that he got called. If you are playing and you need to know the names because you are just catching up, the names that we have called are Ingdor, Oscar, Philippe, Star, Egil, Witch, Lonely One, Zaria, Pia, Silye, Scory, Moon, Olaf, Astral, and Fritjof. The next one is Goblin, which we just met in our excerpt tonight. What do you guys think about goblins? Do you want to meet one? Because I'm not sure I would want to meet one in person. Not only is their bite, venomous and able to paralyze you, but also, as Christoffer noted, they have some pretty gross eating habits. And I like my stomach contents where they're at. Thank you very much. All right, our next one is Bjarki. And ooh, it looks like I accidentally spelled it wrong. So Bjarki definitely should have an E at the end, but if you see it where it looks like Bjark, that is Bjarki. So we will be on. Oh, I just realized my comments were not scrolling with you guys. Let me quickly check the comments while we're looking at things. Um, we have some people on question 11. Yay! I see that Nate said that he was excited for winning the trivia. I just realized you wrote a comment, so I'm glad I'm actually scrolling to catch up with comments right now. And I do apologize if I miss people's comments. And it looks like we have a bingo. I'm glad I scrolled through comments. Woo! Sorry about that, guys. Um, so we have bingo ID number 15. And we do indeed have a bingo. It is verified. Congratulations to Lizzie. You are the winner, and you have won yourself a copy of Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim. Yay! Awesome! Woo! Excellent, excellent, guys. Excellent. This was fun. I love book bingo. I hope everybody else likes it too. All right. So we are now at the point in our evening where I'm opening the floor to questions and comments and ask me anything, basically. And I will happily respond to your questions right now. And then after this, we will wrap up our event. And I hope everybody had a good time tonight with our games. And remember, you can continue to play. The scavenger hunt is still ongoing, and anybody can do it. It uses my website and allows you to kind of run around and poke around and look for things that you may or may not have noticed on my website before. Um, and it's really fun, and it has to do with the books. And if you have any problems, please reach out to me because I will happily give you more clues. And if you are doing it right now while we're doing the live event, there have been people who completed it, and I know they're here in the live event with us, and so they can also give you clues if you get stuck. But so far, we have had several people make it all the way to the end, and it's very exciting, and they did an excellent job, and I'm very proud of them. Um, and I hope you guys have fun and you do it. It will be live after today and will continue to be live, so you can replay it or send other people to go play it if you had a really good time doing it. So I'm just waiting for some questions. As you can see, scrolling beside me now are some new pictures. These are some illustrations that you will find in the book by yours truly, and they are. That is a picture of Olaf with the last book. I didn't get a chance to get a picture of Oscar with the new book. So I'm still trying to read through comments, make sure that I'm not missing any. I hope everybody's staying safe and are happy and healthy at home and are doing well. One of the great things is that I've been doing virtual launch parties well before everything crazy that has been going on has been going on. So this is not new to me to do. I just like to try to introduce new things to it as we play, which is why the scavenger hunt is here tonight, and we did live trivia. And I'm really hoping that it went a lot better this time. I think it did because I didn't get any comments or complaints that the sync between my clues and talking was like really off, which is great. Um, One of the questions that I see is, doesn't Olaf have a tail? And no, he does not. Olaf is tailless as a river troll. They think it is a perk. It is good for them that they don't have an extra appendage while they're trying to swim and be in the water. Whereas the mountain trolls think that having a tail is much preferred, because it allows them to do a lot more um, stuff, and they use their tails when they fight each other. If you remember between King Kefir and Jorkton. Um, I see that there is a question asking if there will be another trilogy after book 9, and the current plans are to end the series at book 9. But I do realize that leaves 3 kids without a dragon and a story told, but that doesn't mean that they don't face dragons and that there aren't stories to tell. I just also have other series and books in mind that I would really like to get out to you guys, and I think you guys will enjoy them. Um, so maybe I should say never, but the current plans are to end the Zaria Fierce series at 9 books. So I hope that you fall in love with Zaria and Alex and Christoffer and all their friends. And I believe you do and have, because you're all here with me tonight. Um, I am gonna just keep looking to see if there are more questions. Please make sure you type them in, because this is live. So my time is your time. If you guys are enjoying your popcorn and your fuzzy socks and just being relaxing at home, that is wonderful. I am so happy that you are here with me and that we are having fun. Um, Oh, I have a comment. Henrik needs a book trilogy. Well, I don't disagree with that at all, but it is it would be awesome. It really, really would be. Um, he certainly does have a story to tell, but it might be um, further down the road. And like I said, I will be focusing on other series and books first. And if Henrik's story continues to percolate or comes forward with more thoughts and plans to it, it might be a thing that happens. But I don't want to promise that to anybody right now, because the current plans are still 9 books. Um, who is everybody's favorite character? I'll ask questions. You guys type in your answers. I can read the answers. Who's everybody's favorite character? Ooh, prequels. Yes, prequels. I love prequels, especially in the series that I love to read. The more, the merrier. So I can definitely agree with that sentiment. And this is the live question and answer section. I see more people have arrived and are coming. So hi, I'm glad you joined us. We have finished the book bingo and book trivia and the book reading. We are now in the live Q&A. So if you have questions for me, please type them out. And my question to everybody who's watching and listening is, who is your favorite Zaria Fierce character? And if you want to know about any of the images that are scrolling across the screen, this one is a special ring that is going to be important for a particular character in the book. And then this is my cutie pie Oscar with the first book, because, you know, he makes the best advertiser as far as I'm concerned. And here is a Viking longboat with a troll and Christoffer on the picture. You might have to look closely to see them. And then this is Oscar from the last book launch. I had to share him again because he's just so darn cute. This is Bjarki's beloved ship Ursula. And one of the things that I like to do with my characters is to name them for very specific reasons. And so if you look up Bjarki and Ursula for the meanings behind their names, you will see why they are linked together. It's really kind of fun. And if you have questions or like thoughts and want to know things about different characters, you can always look up their name online to see what they mean in order to see. I hear it when it beeps off, so I'm a little bit faster on getting sound to match back up again. So hopefully nobody has missed my speeches and talking. But yeah, if you look up character names, you will learn secrets and thoughts behind what the author might be doing. Um, let's see. Ooh, some people are saying that Saskia is one of their favorite characters, and I agree. She's pretty great. And she she is one of my favorite characters. She's a winter fairy, and she is currently dating Alex. So that's a lot of fun. Looking through the comments, I see Alex is another favorite, which of course makes perfect sense because he's pretty awesome too. And Henrik, oh, and another Alex. And oh, hi, Helenka, welcome. I see that you joined. Welcome, hi. Um, and let's see. Ooh, and the White Raven. Yes, Irie is pretty sweet. I love Irie. She makes me laugh. Like, pop. If anybody got that reference, you know what I'm talking about. That was one of my favorite moments in one of the earlier books, is when she goes, pop, pop, I pop. um, Oh yeah, anybody who's missed the reading and any of the event tonight, this video will be available afterwards for replay, and I will also post it to YouTube, and it will be on my website. So there will be ways to watch it again. As you are here with me tonight, be on the lookout for the scavenger hunt. Uh, there we go again. eh, Trying to get that angle. It's just not quite where lining up with me. But you can play the scavenger hunt. It matches up with my website, and it is a lot of fun. And I have to give a shout out to my narrator, Michelle Carpenter, who created that Bitly link because it was a much longer, much more difficult to type out link prior to her shortening it for me. So thank you! Yay! Everybody can type it in. It's so much easier. It's bit.ly/fierce scavenger hunt. Yay, team! Um, ooh, people absolutely know what I'm talking about with Irie going pop. That's wonderful. Um, so let's see. While I'm waiting for more questions from you guys, let's see. I could ask another question. Ooh. Um, who is your least favorite character, since we just talked about your favorite characters? And you can also like do your favorite characters to dislike as well. Because I do that sometimes with book series that I love. Like the character is just absolutely horrible, but the books wouldn't be the same without the absolutely horrible character. So even though you don't like them, you like them. And yeah, I did illustrate this entire book. Um, and these are some of the illustrations that you will see from the book scrolling by. I mentioned the ring earlier. This is one of my favorite illustrations that just popped up, which is the Galabru, which is the bridge that crosses the Gull River into the Underrealm. I absolutely love how that came out. It is pretty spot on to how I picture it in my head. That covered bridge is a real bridge in mythology and folklore, and then I based its exact appearance both on what it says in myth and folklore, but also on my travels. And this particular bridge was based off of parts of a Switzerland bridge that I saw when we were in Lucerne. Oh, yes, Floki. Okay, people are answering the question about characters that they like to hate. Floki is a good character to hate. I do agree with that. Floki's pretty gnarly. Do we have any other questions? I want to make sure that we have time so that everybody has a chance to ask questions. Any questions? Ask me anything. Like, what did I have to eat for lunch today? Which, by the way, was a sandwich and some chips. It was really good. I had ham with American cheese. No, not American cheese. I had cheddar cheese. Yes. Ooh, yes. The the Dwarf King and the Dwarf Prince are, yep, quite a pair, aren't they? And yeah, I love to give details about the different characters. So if you need a snippet about a character that you saw, like a name from tonight when we were playing book bingo or whatever, type it in. I'll give you some details. What did I have for breakfast today? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so for breakfast today, I had a sugary, uh, like, um, smoothie. It was delicious, and that's what I had. It was very tasty. It was coffee flavored. What do you guys have for breakfast today? um, just making sure I'm following through with all of the comments and seeing what everybody wrote. Um, okay. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, but if I don't see any more questions, I think we will wrap it up for tonight. I really am so glad that everybody was here and joined me. I had a lot of fun doing trivia with you guys, and a lot of fun doing the book bingo. And of course, I can do some more scavenger hunts. I'm so glad people enjoyed playing it. Um, and I had a lot of fun building it. I actually have some thoughts about doing not quite a scavenger hunt, but maybe an online escape room with the Zaria Fierce books, which would be similar to the scavenger hunt because it'd be done through Google Forms. So if you would like to do that, um, we we being me, I would be really excited and happy to do that. And I might pick some of my friends' brains because we all like to do escape rooms together. So we could come up with some really good clues to see if you guys could escape from the Zaria Fierce escape room. But yes, scavenger hunts, escape rooms, book bingo, trivia. I love to do it all. If you go to my website and you look under the new tab, which is up there for bonus content, you will be able to find out some more things about the books and also to do puzzles and games and trivia and coloring pages that have been posted. I actually have a couple more coloring pages that I need to get scanned and to get uploaded that I have done. Most of them that are up there are by Michelle Carpenter for everybody to color, and I just think they're the most adorable things ever, and I absolutely love them. And I love it when fans send me fan art and fan letters, and you can do that at hello@keiragillett.com. And I will happily post and share your fan art, including the coloring pages that you color, and all of that, because it brightens my day. It makes it really fun. So if you are getting crafty, let me know because I will share it. Um, oh, thank you, Helenka. I really appreciate that. Oh, I love you. Thank you for your sweet comment. Um, and yeah, I do put a lot of myself into the books and the characters. There are some references from my day-to-day life that go in there. The relationship between Zarya and her adoptive mother, Mary, is like between myself and my mom because my mom is pretty great. I love my mom. Um, and I'm not adopted, but I just wanted to just share that really sweet relationship with my mom in the books, um, and that's a lot of fun. And ooh, yes, people are excited about the idea of a Zarya Fierce escape room. Excellent, excellent. I will put on my thinking cap and try to get something out to you guys, especially since we're all here and staying in a little bit more. It's nice to have fun and new things to do and to like stretch our like noodles on and have fun doing. Um, let's see. I think there was a question to go through the people that didn't get called for book bingo. So I can run through the next couple of people. So I had Venka. Venka is a new character. She is actually Henrik's mom, and she'll be in the books tonight, or in the new book when you read it, which is Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim. And that was a really, really good meaning behind her name. I like her name. And then we have Cole. Cole is the Dragon of Darkness. Henrik is the prince and stag lord of the Elefoken. Helena is Queen Helena from the Underrealm. She is Zaria's birth mother in the series. Then you have Sivert, who is the father of Saskia and is Alex's future father-in-law. Then you have Defender, who is Christoffer's dog and is a border collie and is the cutest guy ever and very much just a dog, you know. And kind of bringing a little bit of Oscar into our day-to-day, into the books. Then we have Irie, which I've mentioned and other people have mentioned is one of their favorite characters, and she's a white raven. She has a growing ability to talk, and as the books go on, she gets a little more loquacious, which is fun. Saskia, which was again another couple of people's favorite characters, and I mentioned her earlier. So Saskia is that winter fairy who likes to wield ice daggers. Then you have holders, which was the answer to one of our trivia questions tonight. And holders are a type of being that were brought up in book 3 of the Zaria Fierce series and will have a more expansive role in Christoffer's trilogy. Alex is one of the group of friends. He is the group's navigator. He is king of the Fae, and he is the owner of Irie the White Raven. Then you have Gaer, who is another one of their friends. He is the pilot of the group. He loves to fly, and everybody will be happy to know he got cleared of fault from an investigation into a dragon incident that caused him to crash a plane. So he's happy. Maga is a new character. She is a brownie, and to date, the only brownie that has a name that we know of, other than Master or Madam Brown. Then we have Nori, who is Alex's sister, and we mentioned her earlier. She's on the cover of book 4. And that would have ended all of the bingo. So that gives you a little insight to all the characters that I put into the bingo game. If we hadn't gotten to that point, everybody would have had blackout. But Lizzie won bingo, so she will be getting a copy of Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim. And Nate won the trivia, so that is awesome. I'm so glad everybody got a chance to join me and to play. I haven't seen any new comments come in for questions, so I am going to take this opportunity to wish you all well and safe and happy days ahead. I hope you all take good care of yourselves, read good books. In particular, don't forget Christoffer Johansen and the Return to Jötunheim. And remember, once again, you can continue the fun from tonight by playing the scavenger hunt. There is a link on the Facebook event, a link in this video, a link on my website, and a link, I think, on the Zaria Fierce page. So there will be links everywhere, so you can't miss it if you want to play. I'm so grateful that you guys joined me tonight. It was a lot of fun. I truly enjoy spending time with you guys. Take care. Happy readings. Happy listening if you love audiobooks. And have a wonderful rest of your night and weekend. Bye!